Placebo, The Bitter End on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me is both Stephen Merchant and Karl, the K-Man, Pilkington.
Oh.
So, you've already got that. That's safe. It's only 4 minutes past. You've had Placebo and you've got us three. So
you're definitely going home with that.
Yeah,
whatever
that's
happens.
safe. That's on its way to the hospice.
Exactly. You've banked that.
Yeah. Now, do you want to gamble all that to go on and listen for another 2 hours? Well, you could walk away now and you're up.
Yeah, you're up. You're already up.
Right, that's brilliant.
You have not wasted any time.
Do you want to gamble that against another 2 hours? It might be shoddy, it might go downhill, but it might get even better, Karl. What do you say they do? Listen for another 2 hours?
Yeah.
See, we shouldn't have done that.
We shouldn't have asked Karl, because a lot of them now are already taking what they've got. And what they've got is great, Rick. What they've got is lovely.
Yeah.
They're loving that. They're going to enjoy that.
We have got monkey news. We've got cheap as chimps. That's not the same thing. How many radio stations have got two ape-related simian features?
Rick, can I point out now, a lot of people are making that mistake. A lot of people are thinking that monkey news is exactly the same as cheap as chimps.
It's not.
Let's keep that clear.
It's not. It's in the same ballpark, but it's not the same.
There are apes, they're involved.
They're involved, yeah. We've also got some great music, yeah. We've got an amusing sketch about a fly. And Mystique is dropping in.
Let's hope the Mystique ladies are coming in.
I want to kick off with a song that is, you know, you've got like half a dozen posing songs that when you're sort of like between 14 and 18, they were the ones you'd put on to get ready to go out, or just pose around, or be that pop star, or think you're on stage, or whatever, or in the video. Yeah. And embarrassingly, I dug this out and I remembered I used to post this like a mother, when I was about 14, right? This is Street Life by Roxy Music. You used to do...
Mine was Oops Upside Your Head.
Yeah.
It was just me on the floor in my bedroom. One day there'll be other people in this imaginary pose.
yeah. Elbows going everywhere, knocking over vases.
Yeah. But then I remember later, it was Black Lace's Superman, which is something similar. Do you remember that? That was brilliant. Wow. Spray! Ski! Da-ding!
If you've, out there in Radioland got any, funny jokes, then call in.
Email them in, because we need some.
Oh. Street Life, Roxy Music, off the Stranded album. That's why I used to jump around to.
What would you have been wearing while you were listening to that?
Well, probably, Brutus Gold jeans.
Classy.
Or green flash, pumps.
Sure. Any socks?
I would have had socks, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have probably been wearing the shirt my mum got me from Tesco's, which was again a Brutus shirt, and it had women in bikinis eating bananas on a chaise longue.
Of course it did.
So
lots of small ones, or just one big
lots of little small ones there. So you know, so that was that.
A trilby?
I didn't wear a trilby.
Did you have a toy with a trilby?
I remember when I went on holiday about that time, and I was about 14. My older brother had this leather jacket, and I was on the beach, just you know, in my shorts and that, and I went to get an ice cream or something. I said, "Can I borrow a jacket?" And I put his jacket on, and I was frozen on the beach thinking, they are all looking at me, because I look so good. And I also had a straw Stetson. And I really thought, yeah, I'm turning into quite a man.
Yes, I'm quite a catch.
Yeah. Just thinking, they're looking, going, who's that dude? Is he American? Hold on, has he just come from, some sort of rodeo?
Wait a minute, I'm in a bikini, and I like bananas. I could be the woman for him.
Oh dear.
What was that? Didn't you have a t-shirt or jacket or something you wore to university that was pretty classy? Didn't it have like some foul language on it or something? What was that?
Yeah, I had, when I was 18, right, the Christmas, or the birthday before I went to, university, got two sweatshirts, one black, one red, had bullshit on them. Just on the little bow. And the red one, all my clothes, the first wash, everything was pink. All my white shirts, all my white socks, of course, because I just put it in, I didn't know. Yeah. So I was a man at university with all pink clothes except for a rather nice red, sweatshirt with bullshit on it. Again, turning into quite a man.
Quite the man. Was that pre or post the time you washed your clothes by getting in the bath? And
that was that was the second year when I was had to go and dig at our Halls residence. So I had a bath, and you had to sort of like pay for a bath, you know, so I thought, two birds with one stone. I got in the bath with all my white shirts, so I was going through sort of, you know, wearing a white shirt and tie, that sort of, you know, David Sylvian sort of fine everything. And, Daz. and I just wriggled around in it.
Oh,
I washed myself. It's quite a good exfoliant. Yeah, I didn't do it again because it was sort of not good for the skin, Dan.
Quite sore, is it, around
Yeah,
the sort of the groins and the regions?
yeah. So there you go. Roxy Music and Street Life. Carl.
Thoughts?
I just was working out time, really. We've got, last week we had a lot of stuff that we didn't manage to cram in.
Which was good.
So I'm just looking at, we have got Cheap as Chimps coming. Songs of Phrase.
Oh, we forgot about
some stuff.
Why don't we kick off with that so we don't forget it?
What?
Cheap as Chimps or Songs of Phrase, or the film thing. We didn't
We'll
get the
do that in
film
a bit.
done yesterday.
We've also got a new feature, Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Incidentally, I should just point out now that someone has, Ashley Phillips has emailed in, because obviously with Songs of Phrase, what Carl does, for those that have not heard it, he takes a phrase that you might hear commonly on the show, and then he uses various
There's this
songs.
hairy Chinese kid.
Was the one
you
that
never
gets
seen an old bloke eating a Mars bar.
And, as I say, he uses different chunks of songs, and he makes up that phrase. And, so he has made some suggestions here, Carl. Because he thinks that the more common Carl, you're an idiot, fool, etc., perhaps a little overheard, he'd like to, maybe hear Carl, pause, I don't know where to start, which is a common one from Ricky. Carl, which bit of that do you actually think is true? And then there's the regular dialogue between the three of us. Carl, well, you know, it could happen. Me, sure. Ricky, no, Carl, it could never happen. Not now, not ever. You're an idiot, play a record. So maybe some of those you could use.
A lot of songs there. Well, will we get it going then, today?
Yeah.
This week, do you remember the story about my auntie having wind for 5 minutes? Yeah?
Your auntie, was it your auntie Nora?
Auntie Nora, she was on a lot of medication and stuff.
Sure.
And I think that's a side effect that comes with it. So, she had wind for 5 minutes, so I thought we'd dig that one out. A classic line, me auntie had wind for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I've got loads of songs here.
How many is that?
Me auntie had wind for 5 minutes. 7 tracks.
Oh, that's tricky.
Why do you learn?
Okay, so you need to identify, if you can be bothered, the artists.
Yeah,
that's what we're after, isn't it?
Alright.
Okay. Let's
Alright, we'll play it a few times.
Just remember, as many as you can get, because the winner would probably be, you know, who gets 5 or something, so don't worry if there's a couple you can't get, because you could still probably win.
Here we go again.
Can I just, what's the email address?
It's, well, if they go to xfm.co.uk/Ricky, they can just send them through there and
They can
that.
send them through that way. Which of these is the prize bag?
Yeah, don't we get them mixed up?
That's the one, is it, Carl? Yeah. Alright, so let's see what hot treats you could win. As I get them out, Carl, do you want to play it once more?
Yep.
I recognised all of them except one.
Yeah.
Right, let me see
Or
what we've got
maybe two.
here. Once again, Carl, you excelled yourself with an arbitrary collection of DVDs.
Just hanging around, were they?
Just hanging around. Again, I'm always interested to know which of our XFM listeners has tastes as broad as this.
Go on.
We've got the recent BBC adaptation of The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Brilliant.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
We've
all right.
got, what's this? This is something involving Air, the band Air. I think it's a single at best.
Yeah.
This is probably worth having. This is the current Flaming Lips album, so you've excelled yourself there, actually, Carl. That's not bad. An XFM mouse mat. They're as common as muck.
Oh, hold on. You can't give away that mouse mat. It's a piece of foam.
Now, I was going to dismiss the oddball sci-fi movie K-Pax, featuring Kevin Spacey and Jeff Bridges, but Carl, is it signed by Kevin Spacey?
It's signed, yeah. It's an actual, so win that and put it on eBay for £4.50.
And, man alive.
What is that?
Just look at their faces.
No, Carl! Don't give that. No one wants that unless it's ironic.
Series 1 and 2 on DVD of popular northern-based sitcom Bread.
Buy it, sell it. The game's getting hard because someone's dealing you a losing card.
Alright.
They all had a go. All the actors had a line on that song. Oh,
Play the clips again.
play the clips again. I really want to win it now.
Here we go.
I can't believe this hasn't been done before.
It's extraordinary.
Alright.
Because most of our ideas have. Verve, Lucky Man on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
The emails, I should point out, aren't flooding in on the
No, but it
competition.
always takes time when they go through the website.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll be arriving in a bit.
Do you want to play it once more for those that have just joined us?
Alright then.
Brilliant.
My auntie had wind for 5 minutes.
Brilliant. Genius.
Name the artists. Rick, I sometimes get off at the Tube at Tottenham Court Road if I want to look at the record shops before I come into XFM, and I always cut through Chinatown.
Oh yeah.
And every time I come to Chinatown, the same thought always strikes me. I always feel like I want to just gather all the little locals, all the little Chinese fellas, just gather them round and just go, guys, in what way is this a town?
It's not, is
This is not, at best, what you've got here is a novelty street.
Yeah, Gerrard Street is not a town,
No,
mate.
it's not a town. You've had this
Just
for like
because you put a
100
little
years. It's not
pagoda.
expanding.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't just call it Chinatown and claim it's a town.
If I was them though and you did that, I go, what are you talking about? It is a town, it is a town, it's
What-
our
what
town.
way?
It is a town, it's our town, we got all lots of stuff.
Where's your church? Where's your mayor?
We got a betting shop.
Not enough.
It is.
See, all you've got here is restaurants.
No.
That's not a town
No, got a little supermarket with snacks.
What does it sell?
Snacks.
Specifically, I would imagine crackers.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to buy a dragon? Do you want to buy an ornamental dragon?
If I wanted to buy one, this is where I would.
Do you want to buy a gold dragon?
Is it made of gold?
No, it's made of plastic, but it's sprayed gold. Do you want to buy that?
It's not a town.
It is a
It's
town.
not a town.
Yeah.
And it annoys me because when I first came to London, I genuinely thought Chinatown was going to be this amazing, what they've got there is
You'd hear a gong and every time we went in there,
and there'd be rickshaws and people walking on those little sort of wooden shoes. You know those ones? They're brilliant. They are just comping around in them, but nothing. It's nothing. It's just exactly. Yeah. It just reminds me of, have you ever been to any of those sort of museums? You tend to have them up north, where they've got like, you sort of sit in a little cart, and it sort of rides you through kind of, I don't know, it might be,
Newcastle,
the Victorian era.
Yeah. Could I have half a pound of those sweets, please?
Exactly.
Of course you can.
If there was some animatronic then, it would just be an exhibit.
Yeah. Their concession to being 100 years ago is that there's some scales in the shop, and there's a horse outside.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Exactly. Yeah. The traditional sounds and smells of old England.
And the voice are going, of course, there was no television.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Brilliant, yeah. Welcome to Chinatown.
Ding, 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 ding.
So it's not, it's a good point.
Is that a piece of traditional music? Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Is that some traditional Chinese music, or is that music that someone in this country wrote? Thinking it sounded like Chinese music.
I think it was the, the Vapors, wasn't it?
Oh, is that what it is? That? Because it sounds like that's the music, isn't it? But are you sure they didn't take that from some other source?
it's that pentatonic scale, isn't it? What is it called? It's the black notes on the piano.
Right, that's the one I can play along with EastEnders.
Yeah.
Do you know what I don't get with it?
Go on.
Chinatown.
Yeah, Chinatown, because I always walk through it on the way to work. A couple of things annoy me. First of all, I think it's bad business. Just because if you've got a Chinese restaurant, put it somewhere where there isn't any others.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but it's also a community. They're not just a theme park for other people.
I remember going out one night with Suzanne and some friends, and you got there and there's so much choice. It's that dilemma of, forget it.
Well, not really. Specifically, do you fancy Chinese?
Well, no, but why do you go to the one with the dead ducks hanging in the window? That's my favourite.
That's the other thing as well. It's like, normally you put your good stuff in the window. If that's what's in the window.
Yeah.
And the other thing that annoys me, walking through it today, there's always lard on the floor.
What, in the street?
In the street.
It is, honestly. I'm scared I'm going to slip over. It's because all the restaurants and that. But why is it? Oh, that's another point.
Well, it's not oozing out of the restaurants.
No, but why is it? Why is it?
I don't know what they do.
Careful. Listen, no, but why is
That's why they used to wear those little wooden shoes.
No, okay, we've got...
No, but the thing is as well, they try and wash it with water, which doesn't work with lard, and it's like oil.
Famously, yeah.
You know what I mean? Even I know that.
Yeah, you've got to scrub it.
So,
you think
sorted that out.
Yeah.
You think they'd know, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, thanks for your thoughts on Chinatown, Karl.
Right, I'm going to play this thing again, because it is a bit slow today, the email.
Oh, because it's too hard.
It's not too hard, there's just clips of songs. What are the artists? Email in.
wind.
XFM.co.uk.
He's getting annoyed because he put the work in and no one's he's getting annoyed! Oh!
Remember, I think Kevin Spacey, and the signed K-Pax DVD is probably the only incentive to try and have a go at that one.
Just think you could win by getting one of them.
Exactly. They're coming in now, okay. This is electronic. Electronic, getting away with it.
Definitely. Do you reckon we'll get away with it? You see, you've worried me now.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's worried me.
My apologies, if you're offended at all by my reference to those little wooden shoes. Well, that's not going to help, Rick.
Dear.
That Chinese women used to wear. I don't think they still wear them.
We've only had one complaint, haven't we? We got from the Sony's that one about talking about the swan's penis. But you know, things about complaints is that people complain all the time. It's whether it's upheld because it goes from authority, and then they have to go, oh yeah, look, that was in poor taste or pre-watershed or
some of the things you said on TV though, you must have been stung.
But obviously, I've only had one upheld, one serious slap on the wrist for something I said. But
what was he saying? Can you repeat it?
Well, I can. Yeah, I was talking about, and it was a true story. I was talking about this little old man who his daughter was taken to home because he used to fry up bacon and rub it round to get the dog to lick them.
Right. And you got a complaint.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's why you got a complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, he said it on Songs of Praise.
They said it was in poor taste, I suppose.
What other complaints?
You know the biggest complaint ever on TV, the most complaints ever for anything on TV, was the showing of The Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah.
Do you know the second? Yeah, the second was I think Anne Robinson, put in the Welsh into room 101.
What, 'cause she didn't like him and that?
Yeah, she just said, well, they're going in the,
She said it slightly more eloquently than that.
Yeah.
I can the people or the place?
I don't know.
I think it was the place and therefore the people.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
No, well, you know, my mum and dad have sort of, moved from Manchester, they've retired now in Wales.
Oh, yeah.
And it is,
Look at his face, turning his nose up.
No, but it is pretty depressing. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them places that it's like you go back in time and that when you go there. I mean, maybe the major cities there, maybe Cardiff is alright.
What, even coming from Manchester, it's like going back in time?
It's just, it's like one of them places that it feels like every day is Sunday. Do you know what I mean? It's just depressing and grey and slate
Lots of
everywhere.
vicars walking around going, I'm late.
Well, yeah, it is the sort of attitude they have, right? This is true, because my mum and dad live there and that, right? And they love it, it's alright, it's an healthy place to go when you get older and that. But, this is why they don't move on in Wales.
Well, I'd just like to make another sorry to any Welsh people listening, we're not saying you don't move on. Carl is.
No, but...
Sorry about the little Chinese shoes again.
The thing is, it's good that, in a way, that they do that, and they don't want to be, like, you know, rushing about everywhere, because the way London isn't that great either, is it? Because it's totally opposite here, right? Yeah. So I'm not having a go. It is a bit dull. I think even people who live there will agree with me.
Okay.
Right? But, like, one of the shops that my mum and dad use, right, it's only a little sort of villagey type shop, can't be bothered staying open for hours and hours, right? Because there's not enough people who use the shop.
Yeah.
So what you do is, they get used to what you buy, and
leave it out.
They put it in a phone box outside.
They put it in a phone box?
Yeah.
So it doesn't get wet.
So my dad's loving that.
Well,
Once we found that out, it was like, brilliant.
But how is that a bad thing? That's brilliant.
Well, it's not for other people, it is for my dad, because he's picking up all sorts of stuff.
Oh no, he's not!
Oh, yeah.
He's not nicking other people's shopping.
Well, it's not like nicking, is it? Because it's not theirs yet.
Oh! And you've stitched him up on radio.
Well, of course, because they're going to think, who is there in town with a Manc accent? Who
keeps making phone calls. And is getting fatter.
Yeah.
That's
You stitched him
I
right
love
up
that.
there,
I
Carl.
love that your dad was excited when he found out.
Oh.
I can't believe that he's moved there. He's retired to this little village where it's based on trust and community, and he is abusing it. He's using his scally Manc ways.
Bloody hell, Lakers, there's no bread again.
There's old women
Was
going
empty?
hungry.
Yeah.
Their cats aren't getting fed. And your father is just... I can't... Oh, that's obscene. That's obscene.
Oh, I think it's, Day Thief. That fella from Manchester.
I don't even think they've got Sky there yet, have they? They can't listen, they won't know what's...
I think you stitched him right up. I hope you have, actually. I hope he goes down for it. I hope he's hounded out of the community like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
They should get burning torches, go up to the
Set fire
mansion.
to his cottage.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right, well...
He's out of the choir.
Yeah.
Set streets.
Yeah.
Original pirate material. You're listening to the streets. Lock down your aerial. How's it come to this? Can't think about tomorrow.
Forget about tomorrow. Feeder. Right. Listener, I'm talking to you now. Have you seen these posters around with me and Steve on it, right? It's embarrassing, right? We were mucking around at a photo session, and XFM wanted to do some posters. We couldn't be bothered to do them again, so we let him have this one. Irony comes back to haunt you, and it looks like I think I'm Simon Temper or something, and Steve's alright. But we think that Karl should be in it.
Definitely.
Karl doesn't want to be in it, but it looks like everyone listens to this show for Karl's, basically, you know, innocent stupidity. And some great tracks.
Exactly.
They don't listen for us anymore,
No.
Steve. So I think it should be a campaign to get Karl on the poster.
Yeah. Well, I should point out that I think XFM are more than happy to have him on the poster.
So it's just him.
You don't want to be on there, do you?
There's no need for me to be on it.
Of course there is.
Why not?
I get so many emails here as I'm sat during the show reading them. So many emails saying, what does Karl look like? I
Well,
want pictures of
if
Karl.
they go to xfm.co.uk/Ricky, we've got those film bits on there. Those video mock-ups where I'm part of it, you can sort of...
That's not
see
enough,
it on there.
Carl. People want to see your face. You're part of the show.
Not
You're an
bothered.
intrinsic part of the show.
No.
Yeah, we'll get you on the
No,
poster. Why?
Just, it'd be too much on a poster, they can only take in so much.
What do you mean?
They can only
It's
take in
good.
so much.
Yeah, it's good with two people.
No.
It's enough.
So what do groups do then?
Well, they haven't...
It's like Ringo Starr is being left off the cover of Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah. Or Rutherford doesn't get in a look in with Genesis.
Exactly.
Well,
You know?
Which would be outrageous.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Tony Banks. You can't be in this one.
Yeah.
It's just me and you will be very. You see, you look like the Collins,
yeah,
so
but
you've got to be
I
in there.
don't photograph that well either.
You're joking. Is it because the shine? You look like a little cue ball because it just shines off the top?
A lot of people as well, you should dispel the myth. A lot of people think for some reason that you're fat. A lot of people say to me, is he fat?
No, but that's because I haven't got much hair, so it looks like my head's big.
No, they haven't even seen you. They just think from listening to the show that you're fat.
That's because you're northern. They think you just eat chips
Yeah.
and complain about the weather.
Well,
Complain about the south.
I just think you could answer a lot of your critics.
but then you see what I don't like about this world. A lot of people judge people on the way they look.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like you
hey.
do.
If only more people thought like that, Steve.
But Carl, you judge people on the way they look.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. But I couldn't with me, could I? Because I don't know what I look like.
What?
If I was listening to me on the radio, I wouldn't be able to say, oh, he's a, you know, and slag me off and that, because I don't know what I look like. And I quite like that. Do you know what I mean?
I've lost.
I don't know what you're
Absolutely
talking about.
lost.
Just believe me, right? I'm right on this one. It's best if you leave it.
Well, we're not going to leave it. We're going to get you on the poster.
Yeah.
I mainly have to see myself on videotape this morning. That's
Oh,
put me
I
even
showed
more
him,
off.
you know, the animal show I did, the show.
Yes.
I'm doing a video, and I did behind the scenes footage, and I've got you've seen it, haven't you?
I feel a little bit of Carl on there, isn't there? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
It's lovely. He can't believe it. He said, is it playing slow? 'Cause he's so slow, and I come into the office going, alright. That's how you
And my
talk.
head as well. I look like I'm looking into a spoon. I'm not happy with it.
I just think that if we're willing if Ricky's willing to use his celebrity profile for the sake of the show,
Yeah.
I'm willing to look like a, you know, let's say a fairly handsome, kind of cool customer. I think the very least, Carl, is that you appear on there as well. You could dress up smart.
Are you worried that you'll look the worst out of all three of us?
Who am I standing next to? Am I next to Steve? I'm fairly confident.
Yeah.
I like the way it's so predictable. You pull the string because you know what it is. It's
You pull the string.
Oh, what were we talking about before? I was to tell you, yeah. You know, the most complaints ever, the Last Temptation of Christ.
I haven't seen it.
What is it? It's Scorsese, isn't it?
It's Martin Scorsese, and I've bought the film actually recently because I was intrigued to see it, but I've not actually watched it. But from what I understand, the reason that it was so outrageous is because it has a whole sequence which shows what it would be like if Jesus had lived his life and not martyred himself on the cross, but lived his life as a human being. Part of which is him having sex, and so I think that was chiefly what the outrage was, that it was showing this godly man to be, you know, as human as he was supposedly. You know, because he's supposed to be human as well. So, so that's the reason. That was the reason that there was complaints there. I don't know. I haven't seen the film.
Well,
I can't say.
you see him, do you?
You see him having sex, I think, yes.
Although it is an actor, Karl.
Yeah, it's not actually Jesus Christ.
It's not the real Robert Powell. No. It's an actor playing Robert Powell.
Is that, you see, sex on films and all that, right? When I was growing up, and I'd be watching, no, I'm just saying an example of this, really, right? When I was growing up as a kid and I'd be, you know, watching films with my dad, right? He'd really be enjoying a film, right? And then a sex scene would happen.
Right.
And he'd go...
On film?
Or
just behind you?
In the film, a sex scene would happen.
Your brother up to his old tricks again.
And he'd get up and go make a cup of tea. Right?
Right.
Typhoon? That he'd stolen from some sort of telephone box?
And, like, even recently, he thinks it ruins a film. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no need for it to happen, is there? Really?
Yes.
Why?
Sometimes it's warranted. If the film itself is...
Yeah, there's some films it isn't, though. Some films it isn't.
Some films it's arbitrary.
I think the films that, him and his dad watched together on Channel 5, probably not. Is it only on Channel 5 in your house?
But let's put it, if you're watching, you know, I don't know, a late night, Friday night, you know...
From 1983.
Yeah. Illegal Briefs. A beautiful lawyer has to defend a man who may be a killer. She falls in love with him, but does she know the real man?
Oh dear.
You know what I mean, though.
Lest you forget, of course, that I,
Love Heat. With the bloke that is now in... Go on.
You know, of course, that I, according to the, Internet Movie Database, I, once appeared in one of those films, in the film Killer Image, a Canadian film, I believe from 1989. According to that computer,
it's all wrong, isn't it?
It's all wrong.
It's all wrong.
Of course it is, yeah. Apparently I was in that, and I played the role of Kirk.
Was it a porn thing?
No, I think it's just an erotic thriller.
Oh, right.
That I suppose
you only had a very small part, though, didn't you?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't need to go that far. Say, like in this Jesus programme, right?
Film.
What's it called?
The Last Temptation of Christ.
Just like talking. You know what? What's his name? Is it Ralph in The Simpsons?
Yes.
I draw a kitty cat. It's like talking to that.
Yeah.
No, but right, this temptation thing, right?
Do you know, often we don't get that many complaints on this show. We don't get very many complaints, and I think that's either because there's no listeners, or B, it's because most people agree with Karl, and that terrifies me.
Or they let him off, because it's like, you know, you can plead insanity, you can go mental and kill a few people, but they go, oh, he's a bit backwards.
No, but was it because, like, they're saying that he was having it away? Or is it because you saw it? What got the complaints?
The complaint was the very suggestion.
It was a blasphemous thing, not the fact that you saw an actor's knob.
So what about if they just cut it down a bit and you like, saw the little stable door closing?
It wasn't the baby Jesus having sex. It was the grown man.
The stable door shutting.
No, but you know what
the nativity scene.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Then the wise men saying, I can't believe we brought myrrh, we should have brought condoms.
No, yeah. There's 2 for 1 offering, Boots.
Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. Frankincense.
It's just that it's always awful.
Should we apologise now to the Christian church as well? So it's the little Chinese fellas, little Welsh fellas, and the little Christian fellas.
We haven't said anything wrong.
No.
It's like, you see, when I was growing up...
Stable door. I love the idea that in Karl's world, he was born in a stable, just thought, well, I love this place. Yeah. I'm just going to stay here the rest of my days.
This is good here. Oh, brilliant.
But when I was watching telly with my mum and dad, I mean, it still happens now, right? My dad will sort of go, oh, ruined. Good film ruined. Right, if some sex scene happens.
But what
are we talking about sex scene? Are we talking about a kissing, or are we talking about, penetration and looking at the camera? Going, are you enjoying this, Pilkingtons? What are we talking about? What is sort of extreme levels are we talking about?
Right, last time I was down there, right?
Yeah.
What was it? Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black is a terrible film. Yeah.
Right. There was, it's a good film. And then, you know it's gonna happen, because like the music comes in. Brad Pitt's keeping quiet, a woman's eyeing him up.
Sure.
So my mum's worked it out already, and she's going, anything on the other side, love?
She knows.
She knows it's, you know, something's
And so you can be enjoying a film and you can be an hour and 10 in, and then some spidey senses of one of them can go, should we turn it over? And the other one goes, oh, yeah, all right.
Are you sure it's not them protecting you from scenes of sex? So that what they're thinking is, what if Karl gets the idea to have sex?
Yeah.
That could lead to procreation. We don't want any more like him.
Yeah.
We've got to end the line here.
You sure it's not the doctor keep calling out going, you are keeping away from
exactly.
women, aren't you?
He must never find out.
Are you
how
sure
it's
they're not
done.
embarrassed because they're watching a sex scene with their son?
It happens every time, right? There's two things that my mum does, right? It's that, if there's a sex scene on the telly, she'll go, you know, anything on the other side, love? And the other thing she always says, if ever there's anything on the telly with Elvis in it,
Yeah.
she goes, oh, I like him, right? And we all know, we sat there, we know what she's going to say next.
Yeah.
So you don't even bother saying why, right? And she goes, he likes fat, ugly people.
He what?
He liked fat, ugly people. He didn't always go for, like, the good-looking fans in the crowd.
What Elvis did?
Yeah.
Right.
That was always the thing, and
I'm sorry, no, hold on. I don't know what we're doing now with our lives, Steve. Right, wait a minute, right. So, your mum says two things, right? She either says...
Is there anything else on the other side?
Or, I like Elvis. There's a pause, because you know what she's going to say next. She says, he liked fat, ugly people. How often does this occur?
Well, because they've got, like, you know, Sky, there's a lot of those channels on. They're like the music channels. So Elvis always comes on. There's either an Elvis film, there's, like, you know, a classic hit by him on...
And she'll go, I like Elvis, he likes fat, ugly people. And what do you mean he liked fat, ugly people?
Is she a fat, ugly person?
Because he's that special Vegas show, isn't he, where he's dancing about, right? And he's got loads of scarves around his neck.
Towels.
Yeah. And, like, he always hands them down to the fat, ugly ones. Right. And I always say it's because they're the fat, you know, they've got a sweaty face because they can't, you know what I mean?
I don't know what world they live in.
I don't know how we've gone to this subject.
What sort of world are you got when you're watching his face? And what do you mean fat, ugly ones? You mean they're in the front, they're sweating a lot because they're a bit chubby?
So she thinks, you know, is giving them a towel because it's
But he's
like,
really going, wipe your face, you're putting me off, you
Yeah.
fat cow. Stop sweating near me.
There's another one.
What?
So, hairy Chinese kids.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We haven't slagged off hairy Chinese kids. We slagged off Chinese. We didn't slag anyone off. We just said they really haven't got a town as such, and they wear shoes. What do we say?
Yeah, little wooden shoes.
And what did the
I just don't know how we got onto Elvis and big fat ugly women. I don't know I don't know how we sidestepped from the Last Temptation of Christ.
Did you see that fat Girls and Feeders
Go on
program?
a minute.
Eh?
What's Tom Petty first?
Oh, brilliant! It's a great song. Breakdown.
How many
Tom
other
Petty.
radio shows have talked about Last Temptation of Christ, Chinatown,
Yeah.
fat ugly women?
More
Yeah.
than 60 minutes.
Exactly. Incredible. Sony Award winner.
Turin Breaks, Painkiller on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
I should point out now, Rick, that the general consensus from the listeners is that Karl should definitely be on the poster.
But I know that.
obviously.
I know.
There's an interesting email
Of course
here.
they should.
It
They're
just
right.
says, I'd love to see Karl on the poster, especially as I'm watching him on the webcam today, and wearing that shirt, doesn't he look like Charlie Brown? He looks just like Charlie Brown from the Peanuts cartoon.
Oh my God.
That's it. From now on, if anyone ever asks me what
He
Karl
does
looks
look like Charlie Brown. Oh,
He
I
looks
just,
just
it's
like
great
him.
because Charlie Brown has got that thing, you've got less features than Morph. It's just a round head and there's human aspects. It's just the bare minimum. When I draw a cartoon of him, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Ah.
The thing is, right, if I go on the poster, this is what I'm worried about. Where do you go from there?
What do you mean?
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Do you know, like before, you were talking about the complaint that a TV channel got about some fella putting bacon? Yeah?
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah, you were talking about a fella
I didn't
who-
put the bacon on, but yeah, I was talking about it here and they
Yeah.
got a complaint, yeah.
Right. Now, he had to do that to get a kick. Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? And it's the same for me on a poster. Once they've seen me,
Yeah. And we get sued by the estate of Charles M. Schultz for
yeah.
using without copyright his most popular creation.
Oh,
it's just that, if people don't know, it keeps them interested. They don't need to
They're
know
not
what I
tuning in
like.
every week on the off chance that we'll...
They're wondering what you look like.
Yeah, but the ones who are, it just keeps them...
They won't let them down though when they see your picture. It won't let them down. It won't be a letdown.
It's exactly as it should
Leave
be.
it. Anyway,
Yeah.
competition, yeah?
Right, let's get the answers. Let's get this out of the way. Songs of phrase.
Songs of phrase, just in case you've just tuned in, it's a new feature we've been doing. We take songs and I chop them up and that, and it's a phrase that's cropped up on the show a few times. This week we were going back to the classic "Me Auntie Had Wind" for 5 minutes.
Going back to the classic.
And let's have a
This is the answer, is it? Okay.
Right. So what you had there is you had the knack
Yeah.
with my Sharona.
Uh-huh.
Auntie was some Manson track.
Well, you don't even know what it was.
Auntie Everything, I think it's called, some album track, right? Then you had Bill Medley, Jennifer Warnes, I've Had the Time of My Life. You had Bob Dylan,
Wind.
Wind,
Idiot wind.
Blowing in the Wind.
Oh, Blowing in the Wind, was it?
What was after that? 4. 4 was, 2468
4 was Bob Dylan.
Motorway. 2468 Motorway.
Yeah.
Tom Robinson.
Tom
Yeah.
Robinson, yeah. That was the 4. Then you had the 5 from Manfred Mann, 54321. We wrapped it up with a bit of 5-star from Minute, something about,
Can't wait.
yeah, can't wait another
Can't
minute.
wait another minute.
So, they're the answers.
Yeah,
We're
well,
looking for someone who, I don't think we got anyone who had them all right, but
Nobody got all 7, although in your little answer list then you only listed 6, because
Yeah.
you got your numbers went out of sync in your own brain. Well done. Once again. Smooth. I tell you what, Carl, why don't you next week at least write down the answers for yourself?
don't need to.
Well, you clearly do, because you just embarrassed yourself.
Don't need to. You've proved that you do. Right,
Right,
okay.
anyway. Well done, I'm going to give it to, Paul Tier. PJ Tier, because he got 5 of the 7.
Well
correct.
done.
So he gets.
And he's getting that signed Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, if you
DVD.
can just email us your address as well and, get them off to you today.
All right.
Brilliant.
That's
Well
what you're
done,
dealing
Paul.
with.
So you've done that competition, that's been put to bed. It's,
Let's have a
we've done-
great tune, Rick, and then what else we got? We got some monkey news?
We've got some
we've got monkey news.
We've got Cheap as Chimps.
We're doing the film thing.
Right.
Got the film thing. What film is it this week?
Silence of the Lambs. You can be owning that by 3 o'clock on VHS.
Is it about $4.99? Is it?
Yeah, thereabouts.
'20th century boy. Come on, Mark. Some people want a 21st century boy these days. Mark Bolan there. A little bit out of date on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Right, it's that time again, isn't it? Oh, monkey news.
Yeah, monkey news.
Oh, monkey news.
Right, if you're a new listener, this is where we do a bit of monkey news.
Oh, imagine him giving these charts on a news programme, like News Night Review or News at 10, over to Karl Pilkington. Yeah, alright. Monkey's gone mad again. Go on.
Right, we've done quite a lot of good stuff. The one that sort of kicked up most of the fuss was probably Ollie the monkey.
I love the fact that they're all monkeys. He's a chimpanzee.
Wow. Right.
It's an ape.
Well, today, right, we're looking at one that's, it's called Coco.
Oh yeah, the sign language one.
Well, what I've read about him is, he speaks, right? Highly educated.
Yeah.
Photographer.
Carl!
Right?
I love the fact that when he gets a gifted ape, he has to look up to him. He realises that he is superior. I love that. Oh.
And, it also likes going on computer chat rooms.
I can't take this anymore, see? I'm gonna be sick. Oh, gosh.
Right? That's pretty amazing.
You know, if an infinite number of monkeys are in an infinite number of chat rooms, they'll eventually type, which is your favourite episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Exactly, yeah. Karl Pilkington, you're an idiot.
But the thing is, right, you're saying about the infinite thing again, about monkeys, if you put them in a room with a typewriter, they'll come up with Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I'd sort of agree with that, right, with monkeys who can't do other stuff, but this one I reckon's gonna be busy taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
I think monkeys that are boring.
Is there a boring monkey? Would you ever have a chimp and you'd go, Suzanne would go, I've got your birthday present. And, it's a chimp fella. He's about, about a sort of like a middle-aged chimp.
No, I'd love it. I'm talking
Would
on
you ever
behalf
go,
of
I'll tell you what, Suzanne, that one's boring.
No, but I bet the monkey would get bored, I mean. Do you know what I mean? The monkey would be bored. I'd be loving it. I'd love to have a little monkey. Right? But what I'm saying is...
You really would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd buy him a camera, he'd be happy again, wouldn't
Well... Yeah, but that's just it. You wouldn't get in touch. It's like, if you can do other stuff, you don't want to do the boring stuff.
Forget the typing, forget the monkeys typing. Talk about this monkey that's a photographer.
No,
what
but we are in a way. I'm just saying that would be happier. Monkeys that have got nothing else to do, if they can't take pictures and that, and they can't go on chat rooms.
They're happy to sit in a room typing away for infinity, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But he's got maybe a little exhibition to put on.
Do you think...
Do you know that most chimps and apes and monkeys still actually just live in trees? These are in laboratories and zoos and things. You know that's not the norm. These monkeys walking around sort of chatting and riding bikes.
Yeah.
You know, that's not natural.
Exactly.
No, I know, but it's...
If you left a bike in the jungle and then came back a few years later, there wouldn't be monkeys riding around on it. And a book. If you left a bike with a book in the basket, right, and you went away for 10 years and you came back, there wouldn't be a whole new transport system and schools.
No.
They'd eat it. They'd throw it round and eat it.
Alright then, so what you're saying is you can't... See, what I think is, right, and don't take this the wrong way in that, right, Stephen Hawking,
Yes.
right, now he had a bad illness. Now, I wonder if he'd be... I wonder if he'd be as bright as he is if he didn't have that.
Right.
Because he's had time to sit down, he's like, well, what can I do?
Yeah.
They've gone give him a book. And he read it. I like that. Give us another one.
Yes.
So he's got a lot of time on his hands.
Yes.
Now, what I'm saying is, monkeys... Yeah,
Right.
This one here, Coco, which I think was a gorilla,
Right.
right? That wouldn't have been happy on a little keyboard, just doing that all
Typing
day,
away.
because it'd be going, well, I could be out taking pictures.
Sure.
Play a record!
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Play a record!
Yeah.
Done.
You're an idiot!
There it was. There's the catchphrase. Once more.
He is! He's an idiot!
Sure, sure.
Athlete, El Salvador, on XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me, the amazing Steve Merchant and the incredible Karl Pilkington. Alright? Right, we've done that, monkey news, right, so let's hit 'em dead, let's go straight with cheap as chimps, Karl.
Right, well, this will probably finish today, to be honest.
Oh,
right? Because what we looked at Cheap as Chimps, we found out that...
They eat one banana. Next, go on, do this
one
one.
banana
Yeah,
a day and that.
yeah, that's
Right,
it, brilliant.
So what...
It was a long-running feature, go on.
What? Sorry, can I just ask again, what are the rules with cheapest chimps?
It's just, you know, if you wanted a chimp, how much would it sort of cost you?
Brilliant.
Right?
Title come first?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
As always, that's the way they do it. Right? Cheap as Chimps. I thought I'll go online and see, you know, if I could buy one. How much do you reckon?
£6,000.
To buy a chimp?
Yeah.
Oh no, a ridiculous amount. Where can you buy them from? What sources? You shouldn't be able to buy them.
eBay.
What do you mean, buy a chimp? From who?
There was this website that was selling stuff.
What, you could actually
What are you talking about?
Right, here we go then, right? I looked at it. Here's some of the other animals that were on there.
No, wait a minute. What, are these poachers?
I don't know.
What, zoos that got bored with them? Where can you buy a chimp?
I don't want to give it a plug.
Right,
Some
go on then.
website, right?
So what are the other animals available?
Right, well, I'll give you some prices with the other animals, then you can try and work out if it's cheap as chimps, right? So, right, a camel. What do you reckon?
£25,000.
Right, $8,000 for a camel. Right? Sloth,
40 quid.
$3,000.
Right.
Last one, Bengal tiger,
Oh, that's gotta be pricey. $12,000.
$1,800.
What?
Yeah.
Carl, this is an awful website. That can't be true, mate.
Right,
That's
so,
awful.
a chimp,
Well, a chimp,
$5,000.
I'm gonna go with, $1,000.
55,000.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
But I don't know what to say, because this is rubbish anyway. What website can you buy? Okay, get me a tiger. Here's $1,000. Get me a tiger.
well, I don't know.
You're an idiot.
postage and packages and...
Sorry, so where does the cheap as chimps element come in?
Well, that's sort
Aren't
of
you supposed to
rounded up.
shout, it's cheap as chimps at the end?
Well, it isn't, that's why I want to finish the feature.
I don't know what is the cheap as chimps?
Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing broadcasting.
So...
We're up for a Sony Award, aren't we? I hope they're listening, because it's ours.
Yeah.
With features like cheap as chips, it's ending because they're not.
It's in the bag.
And do you remember, here's Athlete.
Can't stop the spirits when they need you. This life is more than just a read-through.
Can't stop the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Well, I've got news for you boys, I don't want to stop you. I love your funk rock fusion. Word of warning, no nudity. Repeat, no nudity at this gig.
I do it like you. I think you should host the whole show like that. It's lovely. Have you ever done any, like DJ, like proper DJ, like in a pub or a club? Because I know Carl had his own. I had my own disco when I was a kid.
Yeah, not proper. I had a gig once when I had to, it was 2 nights a week in the local pub. Just the 2 decks that it was in a suitcase, you know, there's those sort of like all-in-one thing. And they just wanted the same records. They wanted, Rod Stewart, Baby Jane. They wanted, about 11:15 when they were all drunk, they wanted, Don McLean's American Pie, which they all sang along to.
Yeah.
Uptown Girl they liked.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't used to do the talking.
Did you do the patter?
No, I couldn't. I just don't understand it. I just love those wedding sort of DJs that they have to give you extra information. They can't just play a song. They have to say things like, "Ooh, all the way back there in the Commodore's easy." It's sort of like they have to tell you something. Who's listening? They're just going to play the next record.
It's
a wedding. Yeah.
It's like there's the controller of a local radio station listening. It just happens to be at the wedding, thinking, "Hang on,
hold on, he's played a record, but he's got extra information." Well, they should do useful things at a wedding. Like, will the overweight aunt in the purple dress please now take the floor with little unfortunate kid and let him hop around?
As the dance floor is currently empty, will any 8-year-old boys wearing those tiny tuxedos please slide across the dance floor on their knees? Until they are taken home and put to bed early.
I went to one once. And, the bloke who'd hired it went to the DJ, and this DJ that had come with this sort of party wanted a 70s disco, and he looked like Woody Allen, right? And I was sure he used to be a gentleman's outfitters, like, and he said, "Oh, I wanted a 70s disco," and he went, "Well, I've got Bicycle Race by Queen lined up, I've got ELO, and I've got Cliff We Don't Talk Anymore, so," and he went, "Well, I went sort of more disco," he went, "I don't really want to blow all my Earth, Wind and Fire before 10. But it's like, all planned.
There is a rule, there are rules. Will the 17-year-old girl, who's dressed like Avril Lavigne, please tut loudly, because I still haven't played anything by Linkin Park.
Will the 45-year-old woman, recently divorced, please cry now?
Yeah.
Please cry now.
Please cry now, because it's clear you're never going to find another man. Because you used to be a DJ, didn't you? Because there is a sort of rule, definitely. I remember there was like, you know, what I learned was that there are certain tunes you just do not play early on. Oh, What a Night, for instance.
Dun, 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 yeah.
People, you never play that before like 11. You want that last hour before they've got to go home to be non-stop dancing.
When would you pop on Dancing Queen?
Interesting, thanks for that. Is there a buffet being served?
Yes.
Yeah, well, definitely post-buffet. I remember there was great days, I was reminded this recently, by, ITV's Reborn in the USA. There was a great time where you could come out of the buffet, or any kind of speech, with a bit of Gina G. Who, I remember there was a great period for a couple of years where that was always a barnstormer.
Sure.
Sadly, no longer the case. What about, I mean, because the danger is, of course, you go back to the 70s, maybe you got Dancing Queen, but how many do you play before you come into the 80s with perhaps Billie Jean?
Or Soft Cell?
Soft Cell's always a classic, yeah. I'd love to hear that. And, because there's always controversy now, as to whether Love Shack is overplayed. I know that's a big discussion now.
I've never liked it. No, I just like, will any 35-year-old men please now dance ironically to Bombastic, in the vain hope that someone will actually find them attractive.
What
Love Shack? Oh no, never liked
Come
it.
on, Eileen?
I never, yeah, alright, I just never liked any records that with a hint of novelty about them.
They are popular, they're floor fillers.
I hate them.
You haven't done DJing, have you?
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Singing on the other side of your face.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
You didn't play Dexter's Midnight Runners?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't plan it out that much when I did it. It was like, I knew I had the tights and cigars to give away.
Yes, yeah.
Which he stole from his parents' bedroom beforehand.
Yeah.
Why were you giving away stuff at a disco anyway? Why are you just playing records?
Because people liked it, didn't they? If it wasn't...
It hasn't changed, we're doing this. We talk rubbish, we play records, and we give away crap that we found.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed, has it?
And, see, I had some good times. I mean, for people who haven't been listening all the time, it was called Pilky's Making Music.
Yeah, Colin
It
Making.
was like Pilkington, and my mate was called something Making, and the music is what we played.
Yeah.
Right? And they had some
Perfect.
cards made. Had some nice blue glossy cards made, but they were quite expensive.
Yeah.
So I used to hand them out, and then they'd say cheers for that, and say, no, write it down. Write the number down, I want that back.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Because they were quite pricey.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Classy,
Had that
classy
done.
businessman there.
Made,
I think Richard Branson used to do that.
I think so, yeah.
saved a bit of money, because my dad made some lights for me. He just like,
He said he made them, he found them in a telephone box.
the,
People were making phone calls in the dark.
Yeah.
Round the neighbourhood.
Exactly.
it was just white bulbs in like a box, and like my mate making, he used to just flick them on and off, like the thing, and then they'd be in time with the music and that. And,
Perfect.
Well, you had to sit there and
I love that, I love that. We got our sound to light system, what's his name? Colin.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
right, so...
Did you ever rent him out?
Right, well, we never had any disasters, right, but my mate did one, right, and I don't know if it's that funny, really, but it... Well, I'll tell you anyway, right, he was doing this gig, and it was probably one of the biggest gigs, right, that he ever had. Must have been a couple of hundred people there.
Yeah.
And, in like a big sort of warehouse thing. Anyway, for some reason, there was some problem with a big speaker that fell, right? So, the police turn up and stuff.
Right.
And they try to control the night, and they're going, can everyone sit down? We try to control it. Can you sit down? So anyway, you get a few, like, little groups of people sitting down on the floor, and people still stood up, and the police were saying, look, you know, we're gonna cancel this whole night if you don't all sit down, and more people are sort of sitting down. It's going on for about 20-odd minutes, right? Will you please sit down? And it gets to this point when there's just one lad stood up in the middle. And he's going, look, you're ruining it for everyone. Will you sit down? And it goes quiet for a bit, and someone's muttering something. And he goes, the lad standing up has got calipers on his legs. Can we have a round of applause for the kid?
Who said that?
It was this lad who was doing the DJ. He was the DJ. So, like, they kept the police and everything were saying, well, you sit down, you're ruining it for everyone else.
Dear. You know, the quick way to sort that out would have been to play upside your head.
Yeah,
Or sit down. Yeah.
But most of mine I had good nights.
Yeah.
Always got rebooked and stuff, and...
I had a bunch of Venture Scouts went mental once, had a food fight.
What
They
are
just went
you
crazy.
playing to Venture Scouts for?
Well, we got booked by everyone, Rick. I mean, we started with weddings and local, you know, things, but we soon went up. I mean, at one point we played a massive gig in a big tent in the middle of nowhere for some scouts, and they absolutely loved us. Rage Against the Machine. Oh, they couldn't believe their luck.
Do you know when they say, weddings and bar mitzvahs? Do they get a lot of discos playing bar mitzvahs? Is that a big, I don't know.
so.
What happens at a bar mitzvah?
Well, I've not, never been to a bar mitzvah.
Could
Not
someone
been invited to
phone in if you've had a little bar mitzvah? Tell me what it was like. What did you play at a bar mitzvah? I don't know what the occasion is really. It's becoming a man, isn't it?
them. Yeah.
Right. We learned something, won't we, Carl?
Yeah, alright, do you want them to phone in?
Yeah.
Do we?
Well, I want to know if they really do have DJs at bar mitzvahs.
Alright.
Oh wait,
How interested are you in that?
Well, you know, I don't want to embarrass myself one day.
Sure.
Let's see, it's Carl, you've got to learn, haven't you?
I'll tell you what, have we got time for the film thing as well?
Yeah, play the film thing now.
No, let's play a tune, let's play a
play
tune.
tunes, play
Let's play a
tunes.
tune. Oh, I can't believe my luck.
Bit of Cure?
Yeah. Forest, The Cure, on XFM 104.9. Wow. Brilliant. Someone called in, she's been to a bar mitzvah, and they do have apparently a crap disco. And apparently,
what happens?
Well, Carl asked her what happens. She said, you just sit around and see the kid who's getting bar mitzvah, or the man now, get given loads of money.
Right.
And I said, is there a female equivalent? And apparently there is a female equivalent of a bar mitzvah, but she didn't know what it was called.
What's that? A bar titzvah.
Right, I'm just going to add to the list of people we've offended. Sorry to Jewish people as well.
Yeah, we've got to
So sorry to Jewish people, sorry to Chinese people, sorry to Welsh people.
ugly fat women.
Well, don't put the Welsh in twice. Sorry to Elvis fans.
Elvis fans. Animal lovers.
Animal lovers. Brilliant. Well, lovers of great radio.
Yeah.
That was, music lovers. Good, well, sorry about that.
Apologies to all of you.
Thank, yeah, and,
We haven't even had time for, we haven't got time for the film thing this week.
oh, why not?
Just, it's running tight, really.
Are you sure?
We haven't done Cheeky Freak of the Week.
New feature, innit?
That's a new feature.
Cheeky Freak of the Week. Let's do Cheeky Freak of the Week. What is the cheekiest freak of the week? So I'm just gonna apologise now. I've just had freaks, sorry to freaks. Okay, right, go ahead.
Well, I say it's a new feature, but we've sort of touched on it in the past with
We always talk about freaks.
Hairy Chinese Kid.
Yeah.
We've had, the Pillow Man.
Yeah. Oh, you called a draft excluder?
Just make a note of that, would you, Rick? On the
Yeah.
list?
People without arms and legs.
But at least, you see, the Pillow Man, what do you picture? Because I was saying to Ricky in the week, right, I'm a great fan of the Elephant Man.
That's his, do you know that's his favourite freak?
Of all
Elephant
the
Man.
freaks, that's
Do you know why he said, he said, cause you get what you pay for. When someone says the Elephant Man, you get what it says on the tin. Right. You know you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Do you imagine, Steve, if you had a mate, and you said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to go and see my mate. And you go, which mate? And he said, the Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Straight away, you haven't even met him, but you know what he's going to look like.
Yes.
Right? That's what I like about that. Hairy Chinese Kid.
Yeah, you know what you're gonna get.
Pillow Man.
Yeah.
Not so good.
What does that mean?
It could be one of those big fat things on that show, couldn't it? A big pillow, like a,
Yeah.
you know, they had, you know that big thing about the fat people and feeders, they were getting up to like 60 stone and that big one. And there's a thing called, fat admirers that just fancy fat women, right? And,
You writing that down?
yeah, sorry, and they had blow-up versions. It looked like a bouncy castle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You'd be knackered when you blew that up.
Yeah,
You just wouldn't want to go and forget it.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
It's people being cruel as well, isn't it? Because after watching the programme on Channel 4 about the fat people and fellas who like them and stuff, there was a story on one of the news websites about some fella in Germany, right? He was a big fella, must have been about 50 stone, and he fell over, right? And I think he hurt his ankle or something. And
Timber.
they sent firemen instead of like an ambulance.
Yeah.
So straight away they're having a bit of a laugh.
They're not, no, they've got winching gear.
Well, they didn't know. They didn't have winching gear. They had to use the hose pipes
What?
to carry him out. I think it was Anna Nova, that news website. They had to use the hose pipes. So they made like a bed using the hose pipes
Oh, yeah.
and had to carry him out on that. And then they had to sort of get him into a special truck, they said. And do the same when they got to the hospital. I mean, that's a bit...
That's mad, isn't it?
They shouldn't do that.
Although, Carl, I'm loving that story. I'm just worried that we're not going to be able to fit in Cheeky Freak of the Week.
What's the Cheeky Freak of the Week?
Alright, Cheeky Freak of the Week. Something I found on the net.
Yeah.
A fella who had 27 toes and fingers.
In a jar?
No, still on him. And proper ones as well, not like little stumps and that. Proper, fully formed fingers. He
Was
had
it-
like...
Was he a pianist? Close-up magician?
I don't know what he did. He just said that he's...
Cat's cradle professional?
Did he ever work on finger bobs?
He was saying in the week.
For the crowd scenes.
I'm now going to do Braveheart.
Yeah.
He said about the Elephant Man. He said, I want to do a thing right with freaks, where it's good and bad. He went, what did you said? The pro about him is?
What about the fella with loads of fingers, or...?
No, the Elephant Man.
Well,
He said the bad thing is he stretches his jumpers.
When he puts them on. Yeah. And what's the good thing?
sort of... He never gets up and goes, oh, my hair's a bit of a mess today.
No. He's always having another bad face day.
I'd like to complain about his head and shoulders. Are you taking the piss?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
So that's freaky.
Didn't you see an elephant woman in, Manchester?
Yeah, leave that.
What do you mean, leave it?
No, because it is sad.
I know it's sad, but I mean, I don't know what my next sentence is.
No, but people always
That
think...
should be the end.
I don't need to say anymore, people will know what she looks like. It's a good name for her.
Did she like buns? Oh dear.
It was when it's when my dad was a taxi driver and I used to sit in the front.
Yeah.
And she used to get a lot of taxis.
Yeah.
And
he only charged you half price, didn't he? He was a good guy.
Well, the bad thing is as well with people like that, you don't want to offend them because they never forget.
Oh, Carl! Karl Pilkington.
I was sat in the front of the cab and my dad goes, right, we're gonna go and pick the, I can't even tell you the name of these guys, just evil. Right?
What do you mean?
No, leave it, so she's got... No,
Carl!
please.
Tell me what he said!
No.
You've already stitched him up with Steve and things from Little Welsh
I don't
fellas.
care.
Right, what did he call her?
Steve, back
No!
up. I really don't want
To be
to...
fair, our opinion of him is already pretty low.
Look, tell me what he said.
No, it's not, I'm scared of what my dad gets, it's the person who's got...
She's not listening, is she?
Well, her headphones wouldn't fit on her head.
Tell me what he called her.
I don't want to.
Tell me what he called her, Carl. I'm getting angry, man. Tell me what he called her.
No, we'll leave that. Honestly,
Tell me what he...
It doesn't matter.
Tell me what he called her! Carl, just... I'm gonna go...
Seriously, I want to know what he called her.
Right, you're not gonna stop this show. We're not doing the next show until you tell me what he called her.
What did your father call the elephant-head woman?
Tell me.
Spudhead.
How old were you?
I don't know, about 9.
So did you expect to see a potato with a dress?
He did sort of, again, it's a good name. Do you know what I mean? I had an idea of what it was going to be about, and he said, do you want to stay in the car, take you home, because you can't...
Spudheads, you got lovely eyes.
Can't.
Come on, man.
That's it, by the way.
Is that all? Is that all of it?
Bye.
Brilliant. Well, let's end with LL Cool J.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Don't call it a comeback.